Welcome to your new moon Vedic Astrology forecast for January 29th, 2025, our first new moon of the year. Hi, I'm Prema, and I'm so glad that you're here. This new moon is really going to start to get us to move, get things going for us. Just because it was January 1st doesn't mean the energy was like, okay, let's get up and go, and we're out of the starting gates now. What's your goals? What's your vision? That's not how this year started with the retrograde energy that we have had. And in fact, Mars and Jupiter are still in retrograde. Although this new moon is the first, and new moons are sun and moon coming together, and it is asking us to plant our seeds for a new cycle. And this is a very important place that this is happening. This is in Capricorn in Vedic astrology, and really suggesting that it's a very sacred new moon. It's really suggesting that we tune in, that we quiet down, and that we listen very closely. Listen to our soul. Listen to what wants to come through, maybe that we haven't been able to hear yet. And this is aspected by Jupiter, and which brings in another level of grace. So this is your restart. This is your new cycle starting the beginning of the year. Time to plant the seeds for your vision. Even if you've already created your vision for the year, this is the time to get intentional about goals, inspired actions, like what are we going to do about that vision? What are we going to do to bring it forward? But I know that it's been, a time where the beginning of the year has been slow, or you've felt challenged in some way. Some of you have been frustrated with all this Mars energy retrograde emotionally, and maybe with other people. There's been sort of a pent-up energy about wanting to be productive and not necessarily feeling like you have all the clarity to do that. It's starting now, okay? So take a deep breath, ground in, but I am curious to hear what's going on for you. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you're feeling. Are you ready to go? Is it things been holding you back? I want to help to open things up for you, liberate you to be able to set the intentions for moving forward, get the clarity that you need to take your next steps, and to do so in a way that's aligned with your soul. So when we have a new moon, any new moon, we've got the moon and we've got the sun together. That's the great leader and the great nurturer in the Sacred Wealth Code system. That moon, that sensitive part of us, and that sun, which represents the soul. Moon is consciousness. It's happening in Capricorn in Vedic astrology in a nakshatra called Shravana, which really encourages this deep listening. It is represented by the word Shruti, which means that which is heard. I will break all of that down for you, but it's going to really encourage us to get quiet, like I said, and listen in. Capricorn is the natural 10th house of the zodiac. The natural 10th house is your profession, your work in the world, your business, your career. In this placement of Capricorn, it's ruled by Saturn, the great organizer. It wants us to be organized and to be structured about things. Now, I wanted to say that within your chart, Capricorn is a particular house for your chart. Like, it's my 5th house. It is collectively the 10th house, and still pays attention to the things that I'm talking about, no matter what house it is for you in the structural ways that it does. But if you do not know what your ascendant sign is, or your moon sign in Vedic astrology, and we go by the ascendant sign, then you'll find a link down below to the chart calculator, free on my website, and you can calculate your own chart. You'll also get a really cool guide that goes with it and explains the houses and helps you to read your chart a little bit, or follow these forecasts that I give you. Follow them along so that you have a better understanding. You can make more sense of them. Also, the free Sacred Wealth Code Archetype quiz is also in the description below, also probably in the comments. And you can get one of your Sacred Wealth Code archetypes. You get the description, the gifts, the shadow, the mantra, the purpose of it. Super useful. And if you want a full Sacred Wealth Code reading or any of my other readings, I have 2025 readings I'm doing right now, deep Vedic astrology readings, all my links are down below for my readings. So with planting our seeds, we're going to want to plant our seeds around something new in our business, our career, our work in the world. Capricorn wants us to organize it, to structure it, to be in touch with our goals. And that's why I was talking about our vision and my Divinely Aligned class, which has a whole 45-minute led with singing bowls and everything, like guided meditation for your 2025 vision, as well as the whole 2025 year, and by your sign, a whole update and overview so you know what the energy is that's coming. The link is down below for that as well. So we are really wanting to get in touch with those goals, that vision, the dreams, the ambition. This Capricorn energy gives us the determination, the perseverance to do what it takes, because we do have to do that. The symbol here is that sure-footed goat, and we don't get to the top of the mountain by taking a drone there. We get there one step at a time. I live in Washington State. I am an avid hiker, and I love to get to the top of the mountain. I don't always love the journey up there, but I love what it does for my mind, my heart, my soul, and my body. And once I get there, to take in the amazing view. But it takes work to get there. It takes effort. It takes sweat equity to get there. And this is the place where we put that effort in. It's one thing to have a vision, a dream, a desire. And yes, we want to work the energetics. And I teach a lot about that in my membership and all my programs and even in my readings. How do we align with that and be the energetic match to that? But then we need to follow the inspired actions. This is where we are adulting in Capricorn. This is where the rubber meets the road, and we need to pull up our big girl and boy pants and take the actions that our soul is calling us to take. Not what we think we should do, but what we're really guided to do. And this is where we get a little bit of a bad rap here around Capricorn being serious, and and it's a responsibility. But you have to understand, I know responsibility gets a bad rap, but the truth is, responsibility is your freedom. What you are responsible for, what you take responsibility for, you have free choice over. So that means if you look at anything that's happening to you as something that's happening for you, then you can own it, whether you were in a car accident, whether something happened in your work or your business that didn't go the way you wanted to, someone got the promotion, you didn't get it, the client signed, didn't sign, whatever it might be. If you take responsibility for it, you can now make a new choice. If you don't take responsibility, you have no freedom of choice. Responsibility is such a valuable quality for us to embody and to actually take and to use. So taking responsibility, Capricorn and Saturn really ask us. So if you take responsibility for your vision, for your dreams, for your goals, for your desire, for where you're taking your profession, your business, your work in the world, which all leads to the deeper essence of that is, what is your purpose? And this is really what Capricorn energy wants us to get in touch with and then express it through this work in the world. I want you to really step into that. And if you do, and you commit to that, because commitment and perseverance is another, energy of this placement of this new moon. And it is a very sensitive, very in tune new moon, but it has these worldly qualities to it. If we do that, we actually build something here. We are called to live with a foot in both worlds. That is the energy of the organizer, and especially the energy of, let's see if I can grab him out of here, the administrator. And the administrator really calls us, there we go, I love this picture on the administrator, really calls us to walk with a foot in both worlds. So we need to be sensitive and in tune, but we need to keep our feet moving in the physical, remembering that we have limitations in the physical, but inwardly we are free. So this placement also rules hard work, effort. That's why Mars is exalted to here. It also rules governments and structure and corporations, organizations. Mercury is going to be in Capricorn with this new moon. And the great communicator was retrograde for a while. Then it was in Sagittarius, really helping us with our sort of our inspiration about our ideas and our communication. And now that it is in Capricorn, and especially with this new moon, we're able to sort of put the plan in place, sort out things. And with the new moon, be ready for something to sort of like a gestalt to drop in, something that maybe you haven't had clarity around as you open up and you tune in, because you're going to need to tune in, and I'll give you all the remedies for this new moon. You're going to need to tune in and listen closely. And if you do that, Mercury is going to help, the communicator is going to help something become very clear for you, maybe that wasn't before. Pluto is also in this with this new moon in Capricorn, and Pluto is the great transformer, and it is helping us to transform and get into alignment with our purpose. So you may have some ahas and downloads, and around these themes of work, business, career, purpose, with these other transits going on here as well. Shravana. This is the nakshatra. In Vedic astrology, we have the nakshatras. Those are the fixed stars that are sort of behind or within the different signs, groupings of stars. Shravana is right in the middle of Capricorn, and it is the star of learning. It is the star of listening, and it's associated with Saraswati, the goddess of learning that brings knowledge, wisdom, and eloquence to humanity. It is represented by the ear, that which is heard, Shruti. This, as you will know, that which is heard isn't always what is said. We're called to listen in deeply. You're going to want to take quiet time, meditation time, outside in nature, being willing to sit in the quiet, listen to the universe, listen to the rustle of the morning stars. And in that listening, because we don't listen very often. It's a noisy world, psychically, energetically, whatever's coming at you through the media, everything else, the people in your life. But you want to get quiet because there's messages that want to come through for you around this and around your vision, your goals, and your purpose, and all the things we've been talking about. So this is like the primordial om that we hear if we listen in really close. So take the time to tune in to your intuition just by being in the quiet, listening in between even what you're thinking and other people are saying, listening sort of behind the music. It's something we should do regularly, but very powerful on this new moon. Messages from the beyond will absolutely drop in. We need to really sense and think of listening as sensing, okay, in this way that I'm talking. It's the communication beyond language. So give yourself time for that. Be in meditation. Really tune in deeply, okay? We were really, for the health of our soul and our mind, we need a good 4 hours of quiet every day, and not many people get that. Not many. I do my best, but I don't get that either. But we really need that more than ever. Shravana is ruled by Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, and helps us to perceive the energy of what is manifesting, like the energy that manifests. And this is the great awakener, who has the ability to help us to release our attachments. And yes, we're attached. We're all attached. That's part of this dimension, part of the physicality. And we're going to go through that big time with Venus as the connector. Venus, artist and muse as well, is just moved into its sign of exaltation in Pisces, but it's going to be there for 4 months. It's with the north node of the moon, Rahu. It's going to be joined by Saturn, the eclipses, a retrograde Mercury. Oh, so much coming up this spring, and I will be bringing it all to you. But I get ahead of myself here a little bit. because of the energy of Saraswati here, another great remedy, or I should say great opportunity with this new moon, is dive deep into something you want to learn. You've been putting something off that that's just been pulling at you, that I really want to dive deeper into that, and not just not superficial like information, like knowledge, something that you really learned, whether, it was diving deeper into Vedic astrology or music theory or, how the universe works or whatever's a new skill, whatever's most important to you. Great time, a great way to hone your energy and use it during this time. Shravana has the power also to link people together, to connect them along their purposeful path. So be open to making connections, or to have the seeds be planted for the connections that you'll make, because we don't do any of this alone. We all get along with a little help from our friends, and some of those you haven't met yet, but you are on a similar journey, or you can benefit each other on your path of destiny. So be aware of that. This awakens our intuition, our ability to listen in deeply. So take the time to do that. I'm going to be on the new moon in my Sacred Wealth Collective membership. I do a new moon reading. I do a card reading. I do personal card readings in there as well. And I do a new moon teaching on the new moon to start the new cycle every month. So I'll be teaching deeper about all of these themes. This is an exclusive membership. It's a monthly membership, or there's a yearly subscription. It is for heart-centered, purpose-driven souls who are ready to create a wealthy life from the inside out. They're ready to really show up and shine, to elevate your power to do that, to shine with your highest value gifts, and to really, live by the principles of the Sacred Wealth Code. So I invite you to click the link below if you want to join me in that, and the new moon is a great time to start that. So a couple more remedies for this is, if you haven't set your yearly vision, your yearly goals, do that. Of course, the link's down below for the Divinely Aligned class. Do your visioning. If you've already done that, then it's time to tune into what are the next inspired actions. So this, we can ask the heart, and I do this in all my teachings, all my practices, all my resources, but tune into your heart. What is one inspired action you can take in order to put this into motion? We need to get practical now. And for you to journal about this, just let whatever you're hearing pour out of you. So, journaling, sitting quietly, talking, going into deep conversation with someone else who's in this process as well, and sharing ideas can be useful. But give yourself some time to really tune in deeply. This is setting us up for all the transits that we have coming up in the spring, because we've got some big stuff happening. Most of the big transits are happening before the middle of the year. March, April, and May, big months coming up. So let's get set and get moving on what our soul is calling us to this year. Let's get it going so that you can hold that vision and focus as we have all the shifts and changes that are going to come up, that are going to bring new things in, and they might shift how you get there, but you want to know where you're going. So you're holding that steady and have started the journey. I appreciate you so much tuning in. I love to hear your comments. Let me know, what are you starting? What are you creating in this new year? What do you hear as you tuning in with this new moon? What's dropping in for you? I'm super excited about this year, about our time together. And if you want to come in and work deeper, all those links are down below. I'd love to do a reading for you. All right, so much love to you.